Hey there, welcome to SAP College with new video. Today we will be discussing about functioning of COPA in make to order scenario. Before we get started, as a prerequisite I shall tell you should have fair understanding of controlling and profitability analysis. In this video, we will be discussing first difference between MTO and MTS sales order, second how it impacts COPA processing, and at last what are various ways to deal with these processes. As a disclaimer, this video is a piece of this ebook Controlling Profitability Analysis, a comprehensive guide to SAP COPA. To get this ebook, you can check out a link from description box. One should have little knowledge of logistic area to know that the sales order have different types based on the different purposes. There are sales orders which company receives and it fulfilled from the existing stock. For example, trading companies, fixed products companies like Asian Paint, Tesla. So this type of sales order known as a make to stock orders because it is fulfilled from the existing stock. Like we can see on the left hand side of the slide that the life cycle of product start with R&D in make to stock scenario, where first product is developed and manufactured and then it is sold as per the requirement. And on the other hand side, there are companies which first receives order and then they do R&D to develop product and manufacture it to fulfill orders. In this case, we can take example of companies which help organization to outsource their complex activities, or the companies which are specially into engineering. These sales orders are called as make to order because company has to manufacture the products to fulfill sales order. Now why it is necessary to know these before going into system and start exploring technical options for these processes? Because by looking at both process, we can understand that in MTS scenario, if we receive sales order, we can fulfill it immediately from the stock. Hence, life cycle of sales order will be complete within month itself, from quotation to order to billing and to payment. But in MTO scenario, we can understand that life cycle of sales order is too long. It can take months, years to do the delivery of sales order and billing to sales order. Now we know that COPA document generates at the time of billing, and once the COPA document is generated, we can see it reflecting in profitability reports. This is cool in MTS process because everything happens so quick. But in MTO scenario, the gap between sales order to billing could be anywhere from months to years. So it is not fair that most of the company's revenue is stuck in sales order and cannot be reflected in profitability reports just because billing document is not generated. And this is why COPA needs different approach or functionality to handle make to order scenario, which can help to post sales order to COPA. Now, since we know the difference between MTO and MTS process, we will see how these are separated from each other in SAP. Materials determine whether sales order is going to be considered as an MTO or MTS. From the material master, the requirement type is determined, and from requirement type, the requirement class is determined. In requirement class, we do all the necessary configuration through which system understand or allows COPA document to be posted from V88 transaction instead of billing. Here we have consumption field E, which means accounting via sales order. Before we before, because of the above setting, we can see on sales order level we get account assignment tab with below details. On this slide, you can see account assignment tab on sales order line item details. Here we can notice that profitability segment has collected characteristics to post it into COPA documents. This is because system has determined the requirement class which has configured for sales order settlement. If we go back to previous slide, we can see in requirement class the sales order settlement profile is assigned, which determines allocation structure and PA transfer structure. However, it is still possible to change these details on sales order level. On the account assignment screen, we have option to check and set settlement rules for sales order. If we click on the settlement rule, the next screen will be prompted. Well, this might be additional activity for user to set settlement rule for sales order in make to order process. But almost everyone automate this activity to a background job by having custom program. But as discussed earlier, it is possible to change settlement parameters on sales order level. For that, you have to click on Go to button and then settlement parameter. The next screen, you will see a right side screen. Here you can notice the values are transferred from requirement class that can be changed here. You can change settlement profile, allocation structure or PS transfer structure as well on sales order level. Let's come back one step from the current screen. On the settlement rule screen, you can see highlighted symbol that is hierarchy. If you press on it, you will be prompted with below screen. On the screen, you can get the object number for sales order settlement. In this case, it is highlighted number 39234280. This number keeps changing each time changes made to sales order or sales order flow. Object number helps to identify if the latest sales order value are settled to COPA or not. Alright, now let's see how sales order is settled to COPA. We all know that in normal make to stock scenario, COPA document is generated automatically at the time of billing. But in make to order case, sales order values did not pass to COPA as soon as sales order is created. Every new sales order and new changes made to sales has to be settled to COPA. Now this seems to be additional activity, but we have a solution for this too. Just stay with us to the end. You can see VA88 transaction code on screen. Once this transaction is executed, all the values collected in sales order PA segment will be settled to COPA as per the settlement rule assigned in the sales order. Here we can see the settlement rule and PA segment we assigned to the sales order. Now, what if wrong values settle to the COPA? Well, in same transaction VA88, sales order settlement can be reversed. Only one thing to note down here, when we reverse the COPA document, system will post one more document with the negative values or opposite value sign. If you notice VA88 transaction, you will see that only one sales order can be settled through this transaction. Then how to settle multiple sales order? For this purpose, SAP has provided separate dedicated program. Execute this program through SE38 or SA38 transaction. You can see this transaction provides multiple selection criteria. Same program can be used to schedule background job by creating dynamic selection variant to reduce the manual settlement activity. It is also possible to post COPA manual document. This feature is generally used to correct the wrong COPA document or adjust original documents. Using this transaction code, user can enter same characteristics of original document and make necessary changes in value fields. There is also option to change mass values of COPA documents or mass changes to COPA documents. Okay, now there are two ways to do so. One is transaction code KE4S. With this transaction code, what we can do is reverse all the COPA documents, make the necessary changes in master data, and then repost all the COPA documents to get those changed values in master data reflected in the COPA documents. Although this sounds not so good option to me at least. There is also second option, transaction code KEND. It simply changes the values without any repost. Example, if customer 1001 is tagged to region ABC and on 1st November you change region to XYZ. Now you want all old data records to be assigned to XYZ instead of ABC. Then you can simply use this KEND transaction. It will just update all the existing COPA documents with the latest values of the master data records. Now this is important because when we are changing the region, you might want to see the profitability with the changed region instead of the old region, or it will be like two different regions, and there will be two different sets of records for these two different regions, but altogether it is just one region which is just changed its name, or the value it has changed. Okay, and this brings us to an end. Well, as discussed earlier, this video is from this ebook, Controlling Profitability Analysis in SAP ECC. Link to this ebook is in description box. Also, we have a blog post on same topic. Link to the blog post is also in description box. Thanks for watching and stay tuned for more of such.